The reasons I started squad leading was due to lack of what I think are core gameplay mechanics and concepts that not all squad leaders do. You probably had games where there were no spawn points, no defenders, and the squad not talking. This is why I started squad leading. So if you are new to squad and have decided to take up the squad leader role, then here are some principles I rely on to help my team. Of course, everyone has different playstyles, so find one that you have fun with, but also helps the team. These principles are kind of broad and vague, but when you play enough, you will develop your own tactics to build on. So number 1, logistics. Keep moving the Logies. You probably had games where a squad leader created only one fob and left the Logie next to the radio, and then later runs off with his squad to a gunfight or flag. The reason I do not agree with this is enemy players will fob hunt, and when they find the radio, you lose your spawn point. And now the Logie's behind enemy lines, and someone needs to try to recover it. This is why I stick with the Logie and use it to create spawn points, resupplying fobs, or moving my squad to relevant objectives. So always keep that Logie moving. Number 2, spawn points. Whether you create habs for the team or rally points for your squad, you need to have a minimum of 2 spawn points per objective. Depending on the flag and the terrain, it's usually best to create habs off the flag so that the enemies don't proxy it while taking the flag. This is why you need to have a backup spawn point because your fob will get overrun. Plus, it allows your team to spawn and attack/defend from a different angle. And if you can't spawn close to your defense flag, then you will lose it. Number 3, defense. I recommend to prioritize your defense flag and have 360-degree coverage. Be prepared to be attacked from any direction. Cover what the rest of the team isn't doing, and it may get boring, but if no one defends, then it only takes 3 infantry to capture your defense flag, which may turn into a steamroll if no one is prepared. Which leads to my next principle. Number 4, map/objective awareness. Squad allows certain players to create map markers, allowing other squads to know enemy positions and spawn points. It also shows if your defense flag or spawn points are falling, or even if you are at an outdated objective and need to move to the new relevant objectives. So don't get tunnel vision into gunfights. Keep checking your map to be updated with what's happening throughout the map. Number 5, communication. We all had squad players who don't use their mics, and this hurts the team if they don't communicate what they hear or see. But this also hurts the overall immersion squad can provide us, and it will collapse just like Battlefield has. So I recommend kicking players from your squad that don't use their mic. It may seem rude, but this game requires communication. Use your mics to pass on relevant information to command chat and squad chat so that everyone is aware of what's going on. Lastly, it's okay to ask questions or suggestions in game. You probably have squad players who have thousands of hours, and we all started here at one point. Plus, us other squad players might learn something new.